Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a TrueNet, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 2, where you join us in precarious times, slightly precarious times. The Kingdom of Wales has indeed managed to keep expanding. We've got our first foothold on the continent. We're starting to make moves into Brittany itself, but poor King Jon the Fat, sorry, the Expansive. He was diagnosed with cancer, but somehow managed to recover, mainly because we, cut the cancer out. He had, hand cancer or something. So we cut off his hand and he's now okay. But, given he's currently frail for minus 0.5 health, one-handed, and severely injured for minus 2 health, he's not going to be around for long. Something is going to finish him off, unfortunately. That seems very, very likely indeed. So we need a nice safe pair of hands to replace him, which right now is probably, yes, my niece, Margaret of Wales, our first queen, potentially. Very, very nice indeed. And it's not just the actual state of the king that's a bit precarious. Yeah, that war against Brittany almost went very, very wrong indeed, and almost bankrupted us too. So right now our wealth is very low. We need to get some money back in the coffers while we just recover from that little bit. And you know what? I also just want to give you a little bit of a tour around Europe because stuff is happening. So Denmark continues to pretty much disintegrate. There's a major Danish revolt. I know it's only 2 counties, but when you're Denmark, that's actually quite a significant part of your kingdom. So Denmark is looking very, very fluffy indeed right now. France doing pretty well, keeps managing to recover from all these splitting and revolts and breakaway states. A couple of independent counties have managed to get away, but nothing major. They've also managed to take a tiny bit of territory in northern Spain, which is very, very good indeed. And as for Spain, Spain is just on fire right now. Just look at all of that, being occupied, partly occupied. Yeah, there are a lot of problems in Spain right now. Spain is basically just a massive garbage fire of everyone attacking everyone else and everything constantly being burnt down. It's not great. Byzantines, however, doing very, very nicely indeed. In fact, actually, part of the territory that England very briefly held before they were kicked out, it would indeed appear that, these guys have managed to just kind of show up and take it back, which is very, very cool indeed. Technically, the Kingdom of Jerusalem still belongs to England. They just don't, own any of the territory that makes up the Kingdom of Jerusalem. So, you know what? Have fun just sitting on that title, I suppose, guys. In fact, all things considered, right now, Britain is pretty much one of the most peaceful parts of the world. Wales has got peace with Mercia and with England. And actually, now that I'm no longer at war, I'm just going to give this another go. Nice! The king on this occasion is willing to actually form an alliance with me. So now, I'm going to have myself an alliance with both England and with Mercia. So that should hopefully keep Wales safe. And in the event that I get into any more trouble with, say, Ireland or Brittany, then I should hopefully be able to call upon them to help me out. Beautiful. And even though this, of course, means I can't really do much to any of England right now, I'm not in a position to attack them anyway. Like, the King of England has got himself, well, he's in a bit of an odd position, which is he can call up about 8,000 strength, sure, but only 800 of that, give or take, is actually from his domain, because he still only has Bedford. He's too weak to revoke a single title, though weirdly he is actually very liked by his vassals, but I'm guessing if he actually tried to take their territory back off them, that would change very, very quickly indeed. In fact, he very briefly did and ended in the independent city-state of Gloucester existing for a couple of decades, so he's probably not going to try that again. So first up today, I think I need to come up with a better plan for Brittany, because sure, I could just basically every 10 years take another county, fabricating claims, etc, 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 but that's not that interesting, it's also a bit slow, so I'm going to see if I can come up with something a bit better to do here. In particular, if I could just get a couple of good claims into someone as part of my dynasty, and then that person becomes king or queen down the line, that could be very, very useful indeed. So I'm just going to quickly go over the actual claimants of this little kingdom and see if I can actually lure anybody into my court. And in particular, I need weak and weak, weak and weak. Weak can't be inherited. Sadly, there's not a huge number of excellent quality claimants floating around. I just saw something that made me go, ooh, that might be interesting. Then I realised the guy I was looking at was actually the king I just went to war with. So he's probably not going to be tempted to join my faction in matrilineal marriage, no. No, the claimants either have weak claims, or if they've got strong claims, they won't move to my court, or There's just no obvious person to try and marry in to start getting some claims into my dynasty. So for the time being at least, we might just have to make some slow progress just bulldozing all of this. If nothing else, if I can ultimately just, steal the title of the petty king of this area, that's the duchy rather than the kingdom, then I can just basically use that to, hang on, if I just, if we just de jure that, if I can just basically claim, how many is part of that? Yeah, if I can just basically get 4 of these territories, and I've got 1, then I can just basically steal the title because I've got more rights to it. And at that point, we've just got ourselves de jure claims to take the other 2. So that won't be a massive deal. Over in Ireland, however, I found someone who may be of interest. So, we've got up here good old Dubgan, who happens to right now be the Marshal of Ligon over here. Now, he's willing to move to my court, no questions asked. He's not currently married, and he's got himself, he's got himself a couple of claims. They're weak claims, so, but he's young. There's plenty of time to potentially push them. I think, just in theory, what if we were to invite this guy to our court? Once he's in our court, force him to marry matrilinearly to someone if he's willing to do so. I think I should be able to force him to do that. Then, potentially, we just wait for a good moment to attack these guys. And aha, you over there, you're 62, and your heir is only 6. There's a good chance there'll be an excellent moment to actually push a weak claim right flipping there. Okay, what about you, my good man? You are only 31, fine. There probably won't be a good opportunity to deal with you, but foothold in Ireland might not be the worst thing in the world either. Could cause trouble, of course, but let's also just make sure you have a pact with someone. That's just not an aggression pact. When your son takes over, there will be no pacts. Okay, this I could potentially deal with. I know there's a second guy as well, but he's not quite as good, I don't think. And also, he's very high intrigue. This guy's low intrigue, which I like, because I think that means he probably won't plot against me. So you, my good man, come to my court. Let's just start getting the wheels in motion to maybe get ourselves a foothold over an island. To the heroic King Jon. Oh, I'm glad everyone's calling me heroic at this point. That's very, very nice indeed. So you, my good man, have... He didn't bring his hat with him. Interesting. So, now you're here. Good news. We're going to just be setting you up with... No. I'm saying you with someone of our house, thank you. And would you believe Useless is just sitting right here? Perfect. Absolutely flipping perfect. So Useless, you're actually going to have a use for once. So I'm going to marry this guy matrilinearly to her. And everyone gains a bit of prestige out of that, so no one should mind too much. And by the way, you're 25, you're 23. Fine. There's not a massive age difference there. And, you know, maybe you'll produce some children in the meantime. So you two are going to get yourselves married. And this could all... Oh, Domnarf, he was 80. Okay, he was 80. So, it's not too surprising. And apparently he was a heavy drinker as well. So... Rest in peace, Domnarf. I think that might be the last person who was actually, you know, an adult at the very beginning of the game that has just passed on about 50 years later. So rest in peace, you magnificent bastards. Also, remember that hand that got chopped off? Apparently that's not going desperately well. So the horrific wound from my maiming is now stinking and oozing pus. So yeah, I've got a hook for a hand, but like pus just comes out from around the hook, and generally it sounds unpleasant. The pain is debilitating. The courtiers are avoiding you like death itself, so I'm still severely injured. Oh, I've got infected. That's another -2 health. And what does Scar do? Well, apparently prestige goes up. It's one of those prestigious wounds to have your hand cut off to try and cut out the cancer. Okay, so as it turns out, I really doubt now that's got infected that Jon is long for this world. So this is all very, very... Actually, no, wait. I lose the trait severely injured and gain infection instead. Well, that's... Hang on. What was that? That was health -2. Health also -2. Oh, but... Right. The stat debuffs are getting worse. Oh, dear. So Jon is actually getting worse over time. Though, actually, in all fairness, for -3 across the board, he's not looking terrible. He's not looking terrible at all. So this is all absolutely flipping fine. Everything's okay, aside from the fact Jon is blatantly about to flipping die. And apparently the Pope leads a wicked lifestyle. Intriguing. One of those rumours from... he's also suffered from cancer, so he won't be around for too much longer. Zealous. Oh, yes, indeed. I think we noticed this when he actually got himself elected. He is, yeah, suffering from 2 deadly sins. And also, he is a wicked priest. So, yeah, he probably shouldn't have actually been elected as Pope, but what can you do, eh? And some jumped-up peasant leader has just arrived in my court, I presume because some other kingdom actually cast him out. He is, well, he's culturally Breton, so presumably he tried to lead a peasant uprising somewhere down here in Brittany and got kicked out. But I tell you what, he does have Marshal of 12. If he fancies it, he is more than welcome to stay and potentially be a commander. I could do with some competent ones. In fact, yes indeed, you get promoted straight up there. This is all marvellously good news. I've got myself a handful of good commanders here. This is all lovely. With Howl and now with Domnaret, together with whoever the actual leader is himself, that should work pretty nicely. If we've got one more, yeah, Research, you're not so bad at that sort of thing. I mean, not great, but you'll do the job if need be. Also, I should really designate somebody regent just in case of emergencies. Okay, who would make a good regent? What does a regent need to do precisely, other than just, yeah, make sure the kingdom doesn't fall apart? I'll tell you what, Geralt wouldn't actually be that terrible at it. Diplomacy, martial and stewardship, but without intrigue excessively high, so hopefully I can actually trust him to not cause trouble. Yeah, go on then. Geralt, that can be you for the time being. You can just basically handle that. I probably shouldn't have done that, he's not even of my house. It's probably a terrible idea. Right, when he dies, we'll probably change that. Maybe keep that in the dynasty just in case. And hello, we've got a betrothed pair that can now marry. Who is this exactly? Ah! This was my alliance, of course, between Mercia and myself. And I'm going to guess no. They're not willing to just change it over to be a matrilineal. Which is odd, because that would actually suit her, because you're the one providing the girl, but okay, fair enough. Let's just see. Oh, yes, this is actually Matt. Hang on. Matt has come of age. And let's just see. Who am I marrying you to? I'm marrying you to... Okay, so this is Matt and... Ethel... Okay, Alexandra and Matt are going to get married. So, she's... Oh, she's ugly. Okay, I'm really sorry about this, Matt. I'm very, very sorry indeed. She's envious. She's dull. She's ugly. She's not exactly desperately well educated. She's also deceitful and possessed by Satan. I'm so sorry about this, Matt. I genuinely am. How are you, by the way? You are alright, but not spectacular. Yeah, potentially interested in going and becoming a monk, and quite frankly, with a fiancé like that, I can't blame you. You're physically frail, chaste, stubborn, and humble. Yeah, okay, so he's chaste and he wants to go and become a monk. I think he's basically just making his excuses ahead of time why he doesn't want to hang out with her. Fair enough, Matt. Honestly, I'm not sure I need anything from you. So in which case, the marriage can indeed actually occur, because we need that non-aggression pact. Or rather, we've already got the non-aggression pact in the alliance, but I want it locked in, and the relationship as well, through your marriage. I'm so sorry about this, by the way. I'm so sorry. Could this actually be the worst person I've seen on the map so far? An ugly, dull, envious, deceitful, possessed by Satan woman. Marvellous. Just flipping marvellous. But on the plus side, she's gregarious, so she's good at parties. And my sister Madeira has asked me to consider her for a position of steward on the council. I'm sorry, we've already been over this. Your husband already has that job, and he's better at it than you are. I'm not denying you are actually very good at being a steward. You'd make a great steward, but unfortunately, it's not going to work out. Also, are you sick by any chance? Has the great pox. Is also a lunatic. Yes. You see, if there's one person who I don't actually want managing all the money in the realm, it's the lunatic. So, probably best it be not you. Also, quite frankly, I'm amazed lunatic is that modest in terms of the penalties. Just vast opinion down, attraction opinion slightly down. Apparently, it does not impact her ability to do her jobs at all. I might have been too harsh to the courtiers at Cornwall, but Chancellor Count Geralt managed to calm them down and even like me more just by giving them a half day off. So, I can either give him 13 gold, it makes everyone like me a bit more, okay, or thank you, but you only did your job. He likes me less, but everyone else still likes me more, and and it doesn't cost me any money. And what's the prestige difference? Ah, that actually gets me prestige. Intriguing. You know what? Screw it, we're keeping the money. Alright, he likes me plenty enough already. -5 for 2 years. I can deal with that. You did actually just do your job there. As like, you know, literally the only vassal in the entire realm. And even that, not for too much longer. Because yes, indeed, your territory is going to come straight back to me because you never got married, you stupid bastard. Oh, and a special tithe of 68 gold as well. Now, hang on. Who exactly are you? Elena Vetch Allen. Okay. Why did you just show up at my court? Okay, you just a random walking off the street. I believe she is. It's probably because, no, her husband didn't die recently. She's just shown up and... also, she is a misguided warrior, hair-lip, lesbian, greedy, gregarious, cruel, lustful, deceitful woman. I'm not sure we need her here. I think she could just, like, go. Bye. Okay, here's something I wasn't expecting. The infection has put you in grave danger on multiple occasions, but the pain and smell have subsided. The wound looks clean. Quite frankly, I'm amazed Jon is still alive. In fact, not just alive, but hang on. What's his health like at the minute? I mean, he's got minus 0.5 off frail, but other than that, at this point, he's no longer unhealthy. He's recovered from cancer and having his hand cut off, and infection, which is amazing, but here we are. In fact, in the end, his martial skill is up to 12, which isn't even that bad. I may have been panicking a bit too much about King Jon the Fat. I mean, maybe he'll live. He's 46, so he's not exactly that old yet, and as long as he just keeps recovering and we just keep him on hunting, so he gets a bit of bonus health out of that, yeah, he might actually survive for a while. I honestly thought we'd see the end of him this part. Also, a prominent subject has petitioned me for justice. His daughter has supposedly been beaten by Marshal... This is the second time this has happened. Okay, I'm becoming more and more suspicious of you, because this should not happen more than once. It shouldn't really happen at all. The annoying thing is, he's actually quite useful. He's 45, sure, but he's probably pretty much getting towards the end of his childbearing life, only because Margaret is already 40, so she's no spring chicken herself. The chance of actually getting out an attractive child now is limited, unfortunately. Alright, he's going in prison for a bit. He's going in prison, even though I've already got the trait just, because it's the right thing to do. So, in prison you go. I will let you out again later, okay? And that means, technically there's a position to be had on the actual council. Who's going to replace him? Oh, flipping heck, it could be Howl, who is still technically possessed by Satan. It must be pointed out. Okay, we'll put the Satanic Howl back on the council for the time being, if only because he's actually pretty good at it. Yes, and young Iliad, who's... Ooh. Young Iliad is looking very, very good for a 12-year-old. That's not bad at all for 12 right there. Okay, what can we... Oh, bloody hell. Well, of course, you've got negative traits for literally everything other than the priest one that's useless. Okay. I'm going to put you over to stewardship education. It's unfortunate you don't actually have any positive traits in that direction, but you've got negative traits for everything other than learning, and I don't really need you to be a learning specialist. Right, put him over there. Give him a guardian who's good at that sort of thing. I need someone who is culturally Breton, and oh, bloody hell. What? How on earth did... Right. How does any of that get calculated? Blimey, okay, so this is all fascinating stuff, and also, has Ida just changed her house? I swear that wasn't her house. Also, time is just ticking by here. I swear that didn't used to be her house, but okay, that seems to have changed. Right, so, right, yes, you know what, he probably should. Also, I should go and have a look at that guy, because apparently we've got, like, the most masterful administrator in the flipping world. Like, I mean, you are pretty good. That's certainly true, but I also can't deny I've got a Midas-touched, gardener, humble, temperate, just patient man right here. Yeah, sorry. You're moving in. You're moving in to take that. Now, how much can you boost taxes? 62% up. Oh, that's ridiculous. That's utterly, utterly ridiculous. And he's got like a 10% chance of getting the special tithe. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to quickly double check there's not, ridiculously other talented people just floating around. No, there is not. Everyone else, I think, is still well positioned, but this guy's just become ludicrous. Okay, he's 52. Sadly, he won't be around for too much longer, but still, that's really good. And though he would actually technically be a tiny bit worse, I am going to put Crisis onto the council, because I kind of fancy, having, members of my own dynasty on the council, because hopefully they'll like me a bit better. Now, we've got Righteous Imprisonment, so, well, you know what? I should not be surprised that the deceitful woman possessed by Satan turned out to be trouble. Who is she trying to kill? She's trying to kill Howl. Why are you trying to kill Howl? Isn't he like the only other person in court who's also possessed by Satan? Yes, he is. Okay, so there's some form of satanic infighting going on here. Unfortunately, Howl is actually, like, much more important than you. So, but then I kind of need them to stay married. I really need them to stay married in a perfect world. Okay, I'm just going to have a word with you. Are you willing to just stop the plot? Yes. Okay, so she's willing to just stop the plot because she dares not refuse. Keep an eye on her. She's going to be trouble, I think. We've also got more children needing educations. Prince Clarence II of Wales, who's also looking not bad, actually. Okay, that's not bad at all. Shame about the lisp. That's diplomacy -1 and attraction down a tiny bit. But intriguing. Okay, could potentially become a masterful spy master going forward. Already got intrigue of 6. Really likes me. I mean, Alan's not going to be around for much longer. This kid could be the new Alan. Prince Clarence II could be my new spy master. Yeah, let's get it done. Playful and fussy, which is good. Let's actually get you a better guardian to suit that education as well. Spot on, Alan. You yourself can educate this boy. So yeah, Clarence II is literally now the assassin's apprentice. So, good luck. Hopefully Alan will manage to train his own successor, which seems somehow appropriate. And the crazy satanic, deceitful satanic woman says she will stop scheming. I don't believe it, but hopefully it'll just slow her down, at least for the moment. And hello, a new bird has arrived in the Muse, and a new book on the art of writing poetry is in the library. And apparently I've got nothing else to do today. So I should read the book, in which case 50% chance I'll either be filled with inspiration, or I'll decide it's a load of rubbish, or disastrous or fortunate falconry. I am going to read the book. Let's see whether I enjoy the book, or if the book was a load of rubbish. And tragically, the book about poetry was really boring. It's filled with do's and do nots, and I just want to throw it out of the window. So it wasn't for me, in which case I can make myself depressed, which is a terrible idea, because that further lowers my health. Or I should just take the bird out for some hunting instead, so I get aspiring falconer for a little while, and that is +1 diplomacy. So go on then, let's do some falconry. Beautiful. Oh, and in excellent news, by the way, Gwynedd has finally grown out of its period of having furious peasants, because yeah, that was sometime in 1116 that was supposed to wear off. So that's actually making money again. Plus we've now got this ridiculously good steward coming in. We're making +15 monthly balance. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's pretty darn good. And we're also ready for an economic advance too. Now I could get my castle tax up even further by getting that up to, 4. Plus that unlocks a whole bunch of buildings that could be useful. Town infrastructure increases the city tax. Church infrastructure is just going up anyway. That is just further. Actually, would that by any chance give me at some point new town, like Castle Town? Because Castle Town was a lot of extra tax. Or trade practices. Trade value. Trade post, port 3. That's not that exciting. I could just get construction up. That seems kind of exciting. So that is just build times down. Expanded sick houses, chapel, translation houses, pilgrims in libraries. Okay, that seems kind of fun. I mean, I can't actually afford infrastructure 4 just yet. I'm going to go for construction. I'm just going to see what's available in the world, because I can't help but notice that I'm just swimming in money right now. So, what could I in theory build where? Has any of it shown up yet? Hang on, I think I might just need to let time pass to the next month to actually let that come in. Oh, but priorities, I'm starting to think that Riandrek might fancy me. I'm going to be honest, from the way she's dressed, she probably doesn't unless she's just into that sort of thing. So who's she, by the way? She is a 26-year-old in my court who is from the House de Monmouth. Okay, she's actually pretty decent all round, but she is an intricate web weaver. She's shrewd, she's cruel, and she's envious. This strikes me as a terrible girlfriend to take on the side. Like, this is going to end badly. No, it's not appropriate. Take the piety. Bloody hell. Ah, I found all these buildings. They're located inside the hospital, and they cost a bloody huge amount. So, cultural tech points up, technology spread rate up, and the pharmacological laboratory. Blimey, this is advanced stuff for the 12th century. Disease resistance, technology spread rate up again, observatory. Ooh, various tech points up. But yeah, I need separated wards up to 3, and I don't have separated wards even as an option yet. Blimey. You know what? I'm going to hold off this for the time being, because there's probably just a bunch of basic stuff I really ought to be doing just in my capital first. Like, just getting more troops onto the field, just more barracks, all of that sort of business. So, yeah. Instead, I'm just going to throw some money at just a handful more barracks, because that is an extra 65 troops, which if I've got a good martial leader would actually be an extra 100 troops. That's not nothing, especially given I literally just had a war the other day, where, yeah, just a handful of troops in either direction would have made all the difference in the world. Getting my tech upgraded seems like a good idea to me, especially when I've got money just flooding in right now. I should be spending that on upgrades, because dark times might be ahead. Ah yes, and the question of what to do with Gurgling, who just keeps bloody beating up random women whenever he travels around, which is not good and he shouldn't be allowed to do that. So, I'm going to leave him in there. He's going to serve a year in prison at the bare minimum. Okay, and also we could apparently hold, we could hold a large feast. Prosperity of capital county increases slightly. Yeah, go for it. Let's hold a feast and see if we get some special events out of that. Yay, all my vassals will be there. All one of them. And even better, some wandering jonglers just arrived at the castle. Bit ragged, but their performance entertained the whole castle. Maybe I should offer them, lose 10 gold, perfect entertainment. Yes, 10 more gold, perfect entertainment. We are making plenty of money right now, and John is not exactly in the best of health, so how about we just splash a bit of cash, giving him a nice retirement, because I don't know how much longer he's going to be with us. When I opened the door, I saw no one, but as I stepped aside to close it, a group of acrobats cartwheeled, somersaulted, and tumbled in. They performed all sorts of tricks, and everyone watching exploded into applause. You will be perfect for my feast. I thought I'd already paid you. Why am I paying these guys, like, I think that's 3 times in a row at this point. And also, best part about preparing a feast is deciding what food stuff to serve. I must purchase venison, boar, duck, spices, wine and ale, honey for the desserts, cheeses, perhaps even a swan or a peacock. Gain some prestige for money, or spend enough on food just to satisfy everyone's hunger. No! Spend lavishly! This shall be the greatest feast of all time. I hereby invite literally everyone in the entire realm. Oh yes. Yes, 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 yes. And thank you for the invitation. I will not be able to attend your feast. In fact, I refuse to set foot in the same castle as you. Okay, seriously, the jonglers are good. What is this guy? He doesn't even hate me. He's fine with me. Well, I don't like you either. Oh, this has actually gone... Wait, who's this guy? We like each other. What's going on? Why don't you want to come to the best party of the year? Like, there's going to be duck and spices and jonglers and all of those things are good. But apparently, like, multiple people don't want to come. Oh, this was supposed to be a happy event. Oh, now I feel sad. The guests have finally arrived, all is ready, the cooks have worked day and night preparing the food, the castle has never looked lovelier. Welcome to the feast, which is apparently going to go on for like several weeks, because, you know, things are quite spread out in this game. Well, no major events happened, the last of the guests have returned home, and everyone agreed it was this year's greatest feast. I had great fun, so did everyone else. So everyone who actually came gets opinion up by 5 for 2 years. I'm no longer holding a large feast, but I also gained 10 prestige. So honestly, that was a fairly inefficient use of money, but we had a lovely time, and isn't that the important thing? Ah yes, and speaking of that, we should get more actual troops down. Heavy infantry or light infantry. Oh, hello! Hang on, we'll just spend some money there, but... Middlesex? What has just happened to Middlesex over there? Middlesex has flipped back to Norway! Right! How on earth did that just happen? I mean, I guess it must be done through... Hang on. Okay, you are Duke Wolf of Finnmark. And you hold... Hang on. Let's see what you currently hold. So you hold the Duchy of Finnmark and the County of Middlesex. And also the County of Nordland. Gotcha. So yes, indeed. Agnatic, Cognatic, Gavelkind. So they basically just voted themselves back into Norway. I'm not 100% sure how he actually came to have that sort of a relationship with Norway, though. His father was of Middlesex, his mother was of Leicester, and I'm also very, very jealous of his gardens. By the way, he apparently has a magnificent maze, and rose gardens, and a great tower. I'm going to go visit his palace, it sounds awesome. And another child comes through. Ah, this is actually a child of Margaret's. Potentially about to become, yeah, one of our big princesses. And of course the daughter of our poor imprisoned guy here. Age of 12, how are you looking? Rowdy, willful, and conscientious. So you would actually make an excellent military leader. Which is mildly irritating, because that doesn't actually help us, but... yeah, and sadly your base stewardship is actually quite poor. Well, you know what? We're going to give her an excellent martial education, and we're going to see how it turns out for her. Also, I've just remembered that I believe I have 2 separate children currently being mentored and educated by Howl. And he is a mad satanic possessed bastard, but hopefully that will work out and he won't pass on the satanic possession to the children. Oh, and this is concerning, because I've had this event chain before and it didn't end well for me. It led to all sorts of problems. Plague of pirates on the coast of England, a rumour you're supporting them. I am going to reassure him, because, yeah, if I escalate this, it can go very, very badly wrong. Plus, my prestige is already 2,500, alright? I'm pretty prestigious already. I can afford to lose a bit of prestige by being diplomatic. Hopefully, however, yeah, bending over backwards to reassure him doesn't lead to bad things. And Cornwall is doing well. People are happy. Tax collectors reporting record intakes. Cornwall prospers! Huzzah for Cornwall up to... oh, flourishing. Absolutely marvellous. Local tax modifier plus 20%. And... oh no! The dog! Oh, that's so sad. Hunter! Your faithful and trusted hunting dog has finally taken his last walkies. Long as he's served you since you first received him as a puppy, now it is time to bury your old friends. And I can actually give him a proper funeral, or I can bury him quietly in the castle garden. I'm going to go for a quiet private burial. Alright, I don't really want, like, pomp and ceremony and everyone around, like, saying, oh yeah, he was such a good boy when they didn't even know him. I want to bury him quietly in the castle. I'm really upset about this. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Depending on the dog, if that was some form of hunting dog, he was unlikely to live much more than 10 years, but... I'm really quite upset now. I'm going to bury him quietly. Aww. The kingdom is flourishing, but I don't have a dog anymore. And unfortunately, I believe the dog was actually giving me plus health from, yeah, the benefits of me walking him. Also, hang on. Hang the flip on. This territory up here... technically, ooh, this is independence. I mean, that could be an interesting bit of land to go and grab. You've barely got any troops at all. And by the way, who actually needs an education? Ah, Princess Luna. Marvellous, who's looking very promising indeed, actually. Yes, Princess Luna, you could be very, very good in time. Okay, choose a focus. We've got ourselves... you've picked up lots of negative traits for that. No positive traits there. Indolent, which is not good. Bit of a concern. But, again, she likes me and she's playful. I'm going to give her the... I'd love to give her the stewardship focus, but... with indolent right there, no guarantee that will turn out well. Yeah, I'm going to go for the intrigue focus, just in case the other kid who I was training up for intrigue doesn't work out. Because women can be spy masters now. So this will work out. So that's going to be your focus, and I'm going to give you... who's actually training you right now? Ah! Alan is already tutoring you. Marvellous. So you're already on the right track with him. And I was about to lose a bet, and though I felt inclined to cheat, I had to be just even though it cost me some gold. It was worth it. So being just has costed me money. Yes, this territory up here. You, my good man, King Gudrod the Apostle. Okay, this is of interest. So this is this technically a duchy? This is a... Oh, hang on. Okay, wait. You report into this guy. This guy controls this territory. So weirdly, the county and petty kingdom of the same place aren't actually the same thing, but okay, what have you. Though bear in mind, this guy is also friends with Mumu. Now, Mumu's not nothing. Mumu's got a little bit of strength to it. We could probably beat that, but it's probably not worth the trouble picking a fight with them. Still, let's just have a little look-see. Because, yeah, if I go over to where the petty kingdom ought to be, it's technically over here, which doesn't really help me very much. And as for any of the claimants, no, they wouldn't come to my court. Fine, we'll leave them be, but that might be a nice bit of land to pick off later. And things are starting to get interesting here. Havoc is starting to have children. Now remember, Havoc is the person who is married to a genius. So the child might start inheriting, which could be very, very good indeed. And... well, it's not showing up yet, but then maybe they are a baby. I'm not sure whether it can show up later. I seem to recall that young murdered baby Michael did start showing up with attractive immediately, so if it was inherited, you'd know about it. So that is a bit of a shame. And I think we'll just call her Drew, so it's a bit more of a mouthful. So daughter number 1 turns out to be a failure, but what can you do, eh? Also, the Knights Templar have been set up, and that definitely won't go horribly wrong down the line. What a marvellous idea. But I see why they're useful. I can use this to convert money directly into piety. Intriguing. Give up 300 gold, get 300 piety for your trouble. Very, very nice indeed. And a son was born to Matt and his possessed devil wife Alexandra, whose name was Sulgan. No, as this is the child of the possessed devil wife, the child's name shall be Sulphur. We'll go with a hell theme for this. And yes, Americans, I'm aware you spell sulphur with an F. We don't. We spell it with a PH. And you know what? We had such a lovely time with the feast last year. Let's hold a summer fair this year. Yes, a lovely summer fair to make the peasants happy and also just hopefully increase the prosperity of the realm even flipping higher. I invited a monkey trainer to the summer fair, and the performance went well until one of the monkeys refused to ride on top of a pig. The trainer beat the monkey with a stick, which led to the other monkey attacking the trainer, biting him and hitting him with his own stick. Here's your money, I don't want to ever see you here again. Or, serves him right, approves of honesty. Yes, I'm going to say serves him right, he was beating a monkey and then a monkey ended up beating him. That strikes me as eminently fair and reasonable. And that seems to be it. No other events whatsoever. So yeah, that's just a cheap way of getting some prestige. Fine. Everyone is heading for home. Though hopefully there might be a little bit of just in the background, yeah, prestige gain. Although, I have seen how Beaumondo, my best friend, handles swords. It is not a pretty sight. Half the time he seems to forget which side is the sharp. Swords have a sharp side? Well, I guess they do actually. I just kind of assumed that, like, you know, old medieval swords had, like, sharp bits on both sides. Oh, God, I'm Beaumondo. Right, should I laugh or should I cry at his incompetence? Now Beaumondo seems to think I could teach him all I know. I could try, in which case, yep, my opinion goes up. He's very, very grateful indeed. And apparently I reluctantly try and teach him. Alternatively, give it up, you and swords will never work. Sadly, he likes me a bit less. Or I'm risking my life so I'd like to get paid. Well, if he's that useless, surely he's not going to win. Well, actually, I'm pretty useless too. This is maybe a bit dangerous, to be honest. Like, Beaumondo already loves me, right? Yeah, he literally can't like me anymore. So, I'm just going to encourage him to not do that, rather than risking him stabbing me. Oh, and there's more prosperity in my realm. Oh yeah, the money is just flooding in now. We have got more prosperity showing up. This is marvellously good news. In all fairness, let's just get more troops out. Let's just get more troops trained as quickly as possible here. Though actually, at this point we've got... oh, these are very expensive. Very, very expensive indeed. And I need castle infrastructure, yeah, to 5 or above. Actually, this is interesting. So if I just upgrade the keep, that's an extra 10 to the levy and to the garrison. The levy of this place is already 1,374, so that's basically an extra 137 odd troops for only 276. Whereas for the barracks, I'd be paying, then I'd be paying a lot more, admittedly, for a big part of troops, but that's a lot more expensive. Stables will be giving me only 80 more cavalry for that. Yeah, screw it. Let's get the keep up. Let's just upgrade the keep. That will be marvellously good news. Let's just pour some money. I am very low on money. And also, we've got ourselves... Useless. Useless and her guy, who is potentially going to help me take a little foothold in Ireland. They have had their first daughter, named Isolt. Okay, she's just going to be called Insult. This is going to be Insult, the daughter of Useless. There we go, lovely. Although, I'm mildly concerned. A disease seems to be... Oh dear. What disease is that sweeping down from the north right now? What epidemic is that? That is... slow fever, and there's also some... Is that measles over there? That's smallpox! Uh-oh. Smallpox is not good. Smallpox is very not good. That's killed a lot of people in the past. Slow fever is not so bad. There have been worse things, so... hopefully that'll be okay. Although, it does seem to be spreading south pretty quickly. I was just about to point out that, yeah, one of Margaret's children's come of age, but then I remembered we never actually let Gurgly out of prison. So, we should do that. How much does he hate me right now? Oh, his opinion's gone up. He's chilled out quite a lot, and also... Wait, was he always... No, he was never the one who was Satanic. That was the other guy. Right, okay, we should let him... How long has he been... Oh, I left him in there for 3 years. I only meant to leave him there for 1. I wish you could set a reminder. Oh, I feel quite bad. Right. You're going to be released at this point. So you are now released. Congratulations. Welcome back to society. Do you want to, by any chance, like, be the actual guy again? Yes. He would be really, really keen. Good. Apparently he was really happy because I was merciful. Because I let him out of prison after no one telling him that he was only supposed to serve 1 year. Right. He goes back into doing that. Great. Oh, Jon the Fat just hit, I assume, 50. He's gone over to extremely grey braids. And in fairness, Margaret's no spring chicken herself now. She's 43. Now, children are coming through. This is the eldest of Margaret's children, Augusta. Now, Augusta, how did you... Right, so basically your education went appallingly badly. A naive appeaser. So a naive appeaser, also lesbian, envious, cynical, lustful, and charitable. Bit of an odd selection of things there. Right, so not necessarily going to be that useful to me, to be honest, but quite frankly, impressive that she's managed to hit Intrigue 13 without that even being her education focus. Well, the lesbianism is going to mean, yeah, she's going to be a bit more reluctant to produce children, but let's get her married at this point. There is literally no one in the world willing to marry her matrilinearly other than people in my own court who I can just basically tell to. So that's just a bit awkward, isn't it? I guess we'll just have to import someone and then basically force him to at sword point. Oh, but if I import anyone good, then the trait might just be wasted, because her chance of producing children is down. But then again, she's lustful. So fertility's up 20%, even though the lesbianism means that it's down 15%. So on balance, she's still actually more fertile than the average person, because ultimately, she's just so keen to... Right, okay, Augusta. You know what? Stay out of her bedroom. It's fine. It's a wild time in there. Here we go. We got a 30-year-old quick guy right here. And he wants to get married. He doesn't want to get married to her, but he wants to get married, so he should have been more specific. So why don't you just come to court, my good man? There we go. He's arrived in court. Good news. I've got a marriage planned for you. So, Augusta, you can marry him. I think he's actually lustful as well. So, hopefully, you two have some fun. And obviously, it's going to be matrilineal, so everything's going to be fine. And as we potentially might have expected, yes, England was not keen on Middlesex flipping back to Norway. They've jumped straight into a de jure war over that. So, that's going to go very, very nicely for England, I imagine. Because Norway is a little bit busy in the third war over the same bloody territory. You know, I'm also a little bit concerned because, yeah, those diseases are definitely swinging south, though it does seem to be slow fever rather than smallpox, which I think is not quite so bad. But I've got really prosperous settlements. And prosperous settlements are more vulnerable to plague. So that could cause some trouble. I'm particularly unimpressed because, yeah, the corpse carts are already out up north. Also, something I probably want to be aware of here, I'm not the only one interested in Brittany. France is moving in. Hang on, France, tell me what's going on here. This is... technically that's Normandy. Normandy is currently moving into Brittany. Right, well, that could be a concern. Let's have a little chat. So, Duke Richard the Careless. Good title indeed. Apparently terrible as a martial leader, but getting on a bit, won't be around for too much longer. And his heir, Richard the Witch Hunter, much flipping better. Right, so he's going to do a much better job leading the troops. So Normandy could be a problem. And oh, flipping finally, good. It would appear that you, my good man, have finally managed to actually get a claim sorted out here. We have got the money and the prestige. Get that claim going on here. Now, before we attack, check the pacts. Good. Non-aggression, no alliances. The chance of her being able to actually summon anyone seems extremely limited. Good, 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 good. And as for her herself, she's 42. She's not going to be dying imminently. Her marshal is only 4. She can only summon up 1,100 odd troops. Meanwhile, oh, my troops should be so much higher. Okay, this is going to be a good number. This is going to be... Oh, flip! Oh, flipping heck. I was expecting a good number. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. Oh, wow. I can put flipping 3,800 troops on the field. Okay, ooh. This is a good one, by the way. I've also got military advances up. So, what I want to take here is, though I could actually boost up my light infantry to be a bit better or whatever, I want to focus down here. Military organisation. So, morale up and global supply limit up, but retinues. I want to get a retinue set up. I feel like I'm close to being big enough for a retinue. Retinues are the 3rd type of troop, by the way. The way you actually are allowed a retinue is... yeah, basically you need retinue points. You earn retinue points through technology and how big your empire is. When your retinue cap gets big enough, you can spend money in order to actually get some troops coming in. I think the smallest retinue I can set up... These are basically just permanent standing armies. Is, yeah, I need a retinue cap of about 500 odd. 550, I think, is the lowest there. So, yeah, I'm getting close. I'm getting close to that. I just need to expand my empire a tiny bit. Then I can actually have a permanent standing army, which I assume is what some of these guys are, because I do occasionally see armies just floating around with those little flags where they don't look like normal armies. I'm assuming that's what's going on. Right, so... You, my good woman, sorry, I'm having Kernev off you, because we might be in a bit of a land grab situation with Normandy right now. In fact, yeah, Normandy's worrying me a spot. There might be a very major showdown between Wales and Normandy. I need to make sure I'm actually flipping ready for it. And, even better, these guys might be willing to come and help. And also, wait, who voted against that? Why? Why would you not actually want to do that? You'd rather be attacking... Owen at Maridun. I swear we've already defeated him, but whatever. Right, send the announcement. We are going to war. Raise the actual vassals. We can call in allies. You know what? Let's do it. Screw it. Let's actually see if these guys are willing to help. And, yep, send a note to him. Keep sending notes. Yep, there we go. So let's see if England or Mercia actually show up. Meanwhile, I will just raise my own levies and... Oh, flip. Oh my, that's just beautiful. That is just flipping beautiful. You need to be careful, by the way, because you're a little bit exposed next to some of the other guys. Right, okay. You guys, probably just, you know what, probably the best thing we can do is actually break you guys down. If she raises troops, we just need to basically get out of here. You guys, just head in this direction. Everyone draw together in Cornwall, and we'll get it all sorted out there. In fact, actually, you know what? You... Do I break you down or do I actually get you back over here? I've only got 100 gold. Though, that's more than I used to have. Yeah, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to raise the local fleet levies of these guys. That's actually 15, which is a lot. So you, get on there. You head in this direction if you'd be so kind. Right, I'm going to drop my armies off over there. They're going to probably come and attack Lyon. And, of course, I will honour my obligation. Great, Mercia's on board. And so is England. So, basically, everyone is just willing to help me out here. And in come my reinforcements. In comes flipping Mercia. And Jon the Fat fulfilled his ambition. Oh, that means we've got a son. I'm pretty sure that means a son. Or is it a daughter? Is it any child? I can't remember. But... we have got ourselves a lovely, lovely new child coming in. including an unlanded son. Now, Prince Clarence, how good are... Ooh. Prince Clarence. You could be of interest. So, level 3 education there. Arbitrary gets you more intrigue. Gregarious gets you a bit more diplomacy. Paranoid gets you intrigue +2. You know what? You would not be a bad spy master for the future. Not bad at all. Also, the game is flagging I've got unlanded sons, like that's a big deal. Like, he seems to flipping love me anyway. Does it matter he's not landed? I mean, you know, my succession rules means, as far as I'm concerned, it barely matters. So, you know what? I'd say that's all 100% fine. Let's just actually get him a nice wife. Actually, you know what? No rush. Let him enjoy being single. We should probably be focusing on this here war. In fact, actually, where exactly is the Army of England? Because, you know, I did summon you guys. Oh, possibly it's in Norway. It might well be in Norway fighting the Norwegians to win that war. That's entirely possible. Oh, hello! Excuse me. So they seem to have slightly ambushed one of our armies there, which is a little bit on the harsh side. They managed to get their troops ashore. Luckily, reinforcements have already piled in, and in come even more reinforcements. Oh, 4 flipping thousand. Battle of Exeter, major victory right there. And we've also managed to capture... Who's this guy? Do we know who he is? He works for her, fine. I assume that he must be one of her commanders. Right, merge the armies. John is leading this army, which seems like a bad idea. Rysert is present and correct as well. We should probably just bring along... Yep, so Dom Norwich, you get in there. And by any chance, would we like to actually have... I can't actually have anyone else leading this. Fine, John, this one's up to you. Now, I know this has ended badly... Wait, what do you mean? Vassal levies. There are no vassal levies raised. I literally haven't raised any vassal levies. Is it this one boat? Is that the problem? There we go. I have dismissed one boat that was apparently an issue. Right, raise the boats. That should be plenty of boats. These 2 boats, merge them, please. So 21 holds 2,100. Fine, so basically it's just whatever the number is. So if I need to get this many people across... Yeah, then these should be plenty enough to do it. No, to here, thank you. These should all be plenty enough to do it. You can be disbanded, please. So you just return to port, and then we can get all our troops over here. Though, honestly, we might not even need to bother, because... Oh. Hello, who's this? Exactly. Who are you, my good man? Because I would like to assume you are part of the Breton Liberation Revolt. I approve of you bastards. If you want to just kick the arse of some Normans, that'd be marvellous. Right. All the boats present and correct. Please merge them. These forces can now march over here. Lovely. Now, hopefully this war goes better than last time. Because last time there was a war, like, I flipping got cancer and we almost lost. So, in general, it wasn't a fun time. So, the army marches over here. We embark all of that. And now, we can basically just bring this force over here. And we can simply drop it off directly into Lyon. And also, the Mercian fleet is sending 40 ships too. Marvellous. We've built a new keep in Tintagel. So, we are going well there. And at this point, it is just a case of basically sieging out this place. Oh, yeah. This will be fine. This will be absolutely fine. Now, we're supposedly losing money, but it doesn't look like we're losing money that fast, to be honest. You know, just for safety, I'm just going to disband the boats, because we don't need the boats right now. And, oh, hang on. No, okay. Send them back to a friendly port, then disband the boats in that case. Gotcha. There we go. And wait, sorry, what? The Welsh fleet will stand down. It isn't a friendly port. What are you talking about? It's 100% in a friendly port. It's because that place is under flipping siege. Well, that's just annoying that you guys somehow made it over here. Right, okay. Now how about dismissing you? That is a friendly port. Screw you. Right, okay. So, many of the besieging soldiers have managed to be killed around Kemper. Right, unfortunately, there are some problems around here. Is this Kemper? But yeah, that's Kemper. Right. Raise the vassal forces. They're going to be the ones that need to take out this. Now, I imagine you, my good man, can... Yeah, the actual local liege levies. 147. Lovely. What about this? Right, you guys all join together, if you'd be so kind. And also, we've got a priest who's just shown up. Okay, he explains his small church can no longer protect the holy relic it holds due to... Could this actually be the relic that we spent decades hunting for? Don't worry. King Jon the Fat will take care of the finger of St. John and definitely not eat it unless I get hungry. Right. I have just picked up a beautiful new finger. It's probably not new. Like, if it is new, be suspicious. It's supposed to be quite old. So, okay. There is some light damage being done to... Oh. They cannot do anything to Cornwall. Fine. We're doing some good work here. And you, by any chance, taking care of this? Yes, you're taking care of that. Well, I'm taking care of that. So, this war will be over in no time at all. And I've actually got troops coming in to just take out the remnants of their army at this point. Lovely. Now, that there relic, the Finger of St. John, that gives me... Oh, piety, learning, and prestige up. Very, very nice indeed. And Crisis and his, yes, I believe she was a, yes, his strong wife have indeed had a son. Doesn't seem to have inherited strong, but always nice to have sons floating around the dynasty. Very useful indeed. I think we'll have him as just Connor rather than Conan, though. I think you need to prove that you're a Conan. So, that's all fine for the time being. These troops are on their way in. And yes, then we can just clear out that army. And that will be the Battle of... Oh! The Battle of Ledford, but that's okay. They decided to abandon the siege to come and attack me directly. And the Siege of Camper is already over. 93%. They're actually doing pretty well in this fight. Probably because they've got a decent commander. Right now, we outnumber them, but... That's going to change soon. That's going to change very soon. Oh dear. I think the actual vassal force might be irritatingly about to lose. Yes, we just lost the Battle of Ledford. Boo. Though this guy can't really do much to me, to be honest. And as soon as one more thing gets taken, yeah, as soon as this actually falls, which should happen basically now, that will be absolutely fine. And, oh, righteous imprisonment. Oh, what's somebody done now? Well, thankfully, it doesn't matter so much because the war is already over. Offer peace, enforce my demands, and I will be having another bit of territory as part of Wales. Thank you very, very much indeed. Should be able to dismiss these units only. Okay, seriously, no. This is friendly territory. I don't know what your deal is, but this is very friendly territory right here, alright? Literally belongs to me. There we go, back inside the territory to the north. That can just stand down. Okay, so I have got myself, as it turns out, a very, very healthy indeed army I can call upon, which is beautiful. And who has done what? Oh, Medea. Medea, what have you done? Planning to kill Crisis? Hang the flip on here, why? Well, possibly because she's a lunatic. That's entirely possible, yes. I'm just trying to figure out what the connection between these two people is. So, yes. Medea's uncle's son's son. For some reason, you want him dead. And you can't have him dead, because it's very important that these two just basically get some children out into the world. And you, unfortunately, being 46, aren't going to be doing that anymore. And Beaumondo, I'm really sorry about this. Did you actually like her? I don't know how much you liked her, but she shouldn't have tried to do this. With an intrigue of 5, you should not attempt to actually, yeah, do an assassination. Oh, Medea, you're breaking my heart. You truly are. But you have to go. If you're planning to kill Crisis, that's just completely unacceptable. Wait, what the? Okay. Hang on. Why is everyone on board with this? What's he done wrong? He's stressed. Well, don't blame him. I can understand why he's stressed. Apparently everyone in court wants him dead. I mean, are you guys just basically trying to shore up your side of the dynasty? Because, hang on, Matt and Margaret and Howl. No, Howl wants him dead. Okay, these guys are from all over the dynasty. Look, Medea, I'm sorry. Genuinely am. Also, Alan, I think we've already discussed this. We've already discussed this. Do not back that plot. I like Beaumondo. I know he's not good with a sword, but I like him. Medea, I'm sorry if you're going to actually start that plot. you have to go. You just have to. I'm so sorry, but 100% chance of her getting thrown in prison at this point. Everyone agrees. Okay, Madeira is now locked away in the dungeon. Now, does someone else take over the plot, or does the plot... No, the plot just dissolves immediately. Oh, Madeira. What are we going to do with you? And also, what are we going to do with Honfroy, who we didn't release at the end of the war? We just kind of kept him. You know what? No hard feelings. No hard feelings at all. You are just going to... I almost pressed the execute button. My mistake there. You are going to be released from prison. Alright? You are released from prison. Congratulations. Medea. Apparently she's got 1.1 gold. So we're not actually going to get rich from banishing her. Oh, Medea. You've broken my heart. I can't believe you do this to me. Does she have... She's got a weak claim, but it can be inherited. Sending her out into the world would be dangerous. Very dangerous. Because someone else could just basically bring her into the faction. Well, actually, she is married. She's married. Actually, if I also exile her, what happens to Beaumondo, my good friend? Is he fine? Yeah, he's fine with me. I don't think he liked her very much, because apparently he just doesn't care. Yeah, he's more disappointed that I wasn't willing to teach him how to use a sword than he is about his wife being in prison. You know what? She's too old, she can't produce children, so that claim can't be passed on. Medea, goodbye. So she has gone to... Really? You've gone to go and live with that guy? Right, we might get Medea back in the court later. Dear, oh bloody dear. Right, okay. Also, we've got Welsh armies here. So they can probably be stood down. And I'm actually running low on ambitions for King Jon the Fat. He's had a rich and varied life. At this point, literally the only ambition you can have is just see the realm prosper, stay at peace for 5 years. And while this ambition is active, global revolt risk goes down slightly. So I see no reason why not. It's literally the only thing I can actually go for. Oh yeah, I've just actually realised what alliances mean. It means occasionally they expect me to go to war with them as well, which is mildly inconvenient because I didn't realise that was going to be a thing. So he now wants me to go to war against Norway, which I suppose technically I can actually do. I mean, that's actually feasible. How strong is Norway right now? Presumably not very strong. Yeah. The actual King of Norway can only actually field 2,800 men because he's got Marshal of 2. So actually, I can pull this off. And I don't really want to lose 1,500 prestige. Right. This is why alliances might be a bit on the tricky side. And maybe why I shouldn't have jumped straight into alliances. So I'm going to get pulled into wars I've got no interest in. Still, I suppose technically, well, you didn't really help me with that war. Like, I feel like I could have handled that by myself. But, okay. Fair enough, if we accept we'll be part of the English-Norwegian de jure war over Middlesex. I feel like you guys have got that one wrapped up, so I'm going to accept. Right, so now, suddenly, we're at war with Norway, again. Though on the plus side... Oh, hang on. I'm a bit low on... How am I going to get my troops moving around? I'm too low on money. Right, okay. If you guys could give me a lift to Norway, that'd be perfect. Now, I'm totally on board with being involved in this war. Yes, 100% and oh. Medea immediately died of great pox. Should we be suspicious of that? That Medea basically immediately flipping died? Well, you know what? Problem flipping solved, quite frankly. And also, what is going on here? There is a claim attacking... You're attacking that guy. Right, okay. I'm not quite sure why you've decided to get involved in that, but you have, so fair enough. I'm really rather hoping that the Breton Liberation Army does a marvellous job liberating Breton, because then I don't need to necessarily take on Normandy. But then again, considering it, what if I was to... Oh. I just realised, of course, there's the other side to alliances, which is rather than just calling on them when I actually strictly need them to save my ass and pull me out of the fire, what if, in theory, I was to basically try and force a war between England and France? Yeah, that could be of interest. If I could just get them to basically trash each other and then mostly stay out of it. Interesting. Then the next generation down the line, when we're no longer allied with England anymore, we might just be able to help ourselves to a bit of Wessex, a bit of Gwent, a bit of this. I mean, I've got the right to this stuff anyway, quite frankly. Yeah, Wales could potentially do a very good job taking over a bit of England. That could be very, very much of interest. I need to just spend some time getting some money, though, because right now I could not afford to actually raise the boat to actually get over to Norway. So, just like, chill out for a bit, guys. It's fine. How's the war even going? The war is 96% in favour of the King of England already. I think you guys have got this. Also, here's an odd offer. I've actually been approached to do a marriage here. So, the great King John, your wisdom and mercy legendary, you see, she wants something. That's why she didn't mention the fat thing. We propose that Queen Urraca III of Aragon and Prince Clarence II of Wales marry matrilinearly. Right, so you are the Queen of Aragon, which appears to be not doing desperately well right now. Ah, I see. Your husband actually just died. So you at the age of 34 are looking for a new husband. And have decided apparently it's going to be me. I'm not quite sure how you decided that, but I'm going to be honest. I'm not really interested in a matrilineal marriage for this guy. This guy could potentially be very, very useful to me in my court. So, no. I want a regular marriage for him. Sorry, not going to happen. Ah, and little baby Dunban has actually come of the age where he needs an education too. Oh, yes. Baby Dunban. You are looking promising, aren't you? Oh. Okay, this is... Oh, tough pick. Tough pick. He's got both of the good traits to potentially be a good martial leader, even though his base is only 3. 7 and 7s. Yeah. Get him into the martial education. Alright, get him there. Get him a good shooter for precisely that. And speak of the devil, Bluton has actually managed to reach her age of becoming an adult as well. And she has actually got herself a brilliant strategist. Wow, she'd be a good military leader. Tragically, she's not allowed to be. She'd also be, yeah, cavalry leader, combat modifiers, brilliant strategist. Dull, lesbian, proud, and diligent. Alright, well, if you live long enough, maybe we'll see you as a commander, though I really doubt it. Also, Your Majesty, I'm totally 100% happy to, like, go and help you with Norway, but I'm not going there first, so you go first, I will follow. I just need to save up some money for the boats, and also... Oh no, has someone died? Wait, what do you mean open council position? Oh, the advisor! Oh no! Did what's-his-face, Rysert, die? I think he must have done. The game didn't even consider it worth pointing out, but... Beaumondo, you, my former steward, you love me and you're a loyalist, so welcome back to the council, because with 3 loyalists present, I can basically do whatever the hell I want. In fact, speaking of which, I'm probably ready to push through another law. You know what? Probably a good time just to get into late feudal administration, because it seems like it's slightly on the controversial side, but worth getting past while we know it's going to pass. Because I've got 3 loyalists who are going to vote for it. Marvellous. And there we go. That has indeed passed nice and simple. But ladies and gentlemen, I can't help but notice that as King Jon the Fat starts getting older and grey, age 52, the young kids coming through are starting to present a challenge. So, Margaret, the tallest of Wales, is 45 at this point. She's getting on. She would not actually be ruling for that long at all. And bear in mind, yeah, 12 diplomacy, 9 and 8. You know, reasonable, but not spectacular. Cador never really managed to grow into much. Cador is not particularly useful. Clarence II, the Prince of Wales, will make an excellent spy master when Alan eventually passes away, because I want a good, loyal spy master. Though admittedly, that is to John, not necessarily to who the next Tannist is. But I kind of want the spy master to be of my dynasty and of family, because I can control family relationships by going into the family focus. Arya still remains somewhat interesting, I suppose, but yeah. All she's really got to recommend her is that their stewardship. And don't forget Margaret's learning, by the way. That's excellent. Matt is fine. Unremarkable, to be honest. But a new challenger has awoken. In the form of Iliad. So young Iliad, who has got himself... Ooh. Young Iliad. I mean, technically, he is not as good. He is absolutely not quite as good. However, he does have certain advantages to him. Mainly, his youth. The nice thing, of course, about having a young leader is when they're leader, you get all the events. Margaret is only going to have, what, maybe 10, 15 years worth of events if we're lucky. So what we see there is pretty much what we're stuck with. But Iliad, he could grow so much. Like, just consider how much better he is than Jon was when Jon originally became king. It's a lot to sacrifice, isn't it? 3 intrigue, 7 learning. That's a lot to sacrifice. 8 diplomacy, 6. But then that would be boosted straight away. But then so would Margaret's. I think it's the right thing to do. I think having a young king who is actually not yet married as well, so we can actually arrange a very beneficial alliance. I am going to change my vote to Iliad. I'm so sorry, Margaret. I know we've been saying that you were going to get to be queen this whole time, and you have a special place in all of our hearts. But young Iliad could be the man to lead us forward. So, thrifty. Yeah, actually, weirdly, he doesn't even have that good an education. He's only level 2 on the education front. Erudite, which is very, very good indeed. Ambitious, which is marvellous, especially if you're the leader. Trusting, though, which gets his intrigue down. So, yeah, we're definitely going to need to be protecting him with a very, very good quality spy master. But you could be just what we're looking for. So, yep, he indeed moves straight over to being the heir. Marvellous. And is anyone interested in, like, invading, like, you know, Norway? Anyone at all? Because, like, you invited us to that war, and we're totally on board, but I'm not going by myself. Oh, and marvellously good news. We have actually just managed to pick up a son with, yep, Augusta, who was basically married off purely for the sake of getting some good quality children. We have got ourselves a good quality child. Piran here has inherited quick. But I don't think we want him to be Piram. I think we're going to get into the Homeric naming principles. Because, yes, indeed, we are actually looking at an Iliad to rule us very, very soon indeed. I think it's going to be young baby Priam, who is apparently quick, which we've established at the age of 0. Ah, I see what England's doing. They've just marched their troops straight up here to go and basically start besieging the territory that fell back to Norway's hands at some point. Though Norway was never actually able to go and claim this territory up here, which is very, very cool indeed. And this territory over here has also already been taken. So, England is basically just sieging out a whole bunch of Norway. Gotcha. I'm not sure I need to get involved in this. I think this is going to resolve itself. Though I think it might also be stuck at 99% because there hasn't actually been a major battle yet. Yes, indeed. He needs to win a major battle. You can't just win a war just for occupation. There needs to be some form of scrap. Otherwise, this can't end. Also, rather weirdly, apparently, I'm being told about... Okay, seriously, why am I being told about Young B? Young B is... Wait, did we ever establish whether Young B was... I'm assuming Young B is mine. And she's still here. I think possibly this is actually my... Yeah, so this is my bastard daughter, who just sort of hangs around. She's a lunatic, apparently. She has the great pox. She's a lunatic. Okay. So, yeah, she's learned the basic skills of being a cleric, and she wants to be like them. She should start focusing on others. What a lovely child. Losers, no, she should focus on helping others and become kind. But I've got bad news. Because you're a lunatic and you've got the great pox, and I don't really want you around here. You're going to go and be a nun now. So, have fun being a nun. There you go. Bye. Well, so you know what? For the end of his life, I think the wars can just come to an end for the time being. I think we're going to actually move King Jon over to... Ooh, could be scholarship. Yeah, scholarship. There we go. I'm going to have him focus on that. He can just stay in his study and read books about poetry that he despises and then ends up throwing out of the window. Oh, and maybe of mild concern, by the way, I think the Norwegians have shown up with... Did they just actually just send over 31 guys? I think they did. Right, well, you're welcome for the help in that war. I really hope he doesn't hold... Is he going to hold that against me? Because I didn't really show up. I feel like I didn't really show up for that war. No. Me and him, fine. Because I honoured the alliance, even if I didn't actually bother showing up. And, oh, Hang on, is that another child to the... That's another, yeah, that's another child to the... so this child's going to be Hellfire. So there's going to be Sulphur and Hellfire. That's beautiful. Also, I've just realised my Chancellor's just been standing here doing literally nothing for probably a decade. So I should probably, you know, check what my council's getting on with. Right, for the time being, probably just continue fabricating claims over here. Let's go and take out the capital, because these two areas seem to be prospering, so I wouldn't mind having them before the Normans get any stupid ideas. Oh, flip, he just did that, like, immediately. Right. Okay, well, yes, we'll have that, thank you. Oh, marvellous. Well, that was bloody quick. Well, hang on, just throw some nice economic points I just got from Constantinople, which just seems to be an endless source of them, which is just beautiful. Get a bit more tax in. Right. Looks like we can basically move straight over here. By any chance is that pact of yours still active? Yes. Yes, it is. How many troops can you call up? Oh, not many. Not flipping many. Oh, dear. Oh, flipping dear. Right, so looks like we can continue grabbing a bit more of... Ooh. If we can just grab these two territories, we can actually properly set up a bit more. Yes. Yes, this will work very, very nicely indeed. Except... Oh. Okay. Needs to wait for the money to go up a bit. Wait, I can't wait for the money to go up a bit, because this claim is specific to Jon, and he is 53 and has always been frail his entire life. We need to get over there and do this, like, now, pretty much. Ooh, except I can't. Not for another 2 years, unfortunately. Everyone would vote yes, but I'd lose a ton of prestige from being a truce breaker. Except, does that really matter? Well, no, I don't really want to be known as a truce breaker to everyone. That strikes me as bad. Right, 2 years. Jon, hang on. Just hold on for 2 more years. There's more you can do for us, you magnificent rotund bastard. Also, looks like a new epidemic over in Ireland. That is that consumption? We haven't seen that before. Right, we got consumption coming in, which is... how bad is that? I mean, it's not marked in the bad colour. I think the bad colour is the pink ones. But we'll need to keep a close eye on that business. And I'm starting to think that... No! No, 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 no! 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 Do not even go near that! On the conclusion of a long council meeting, you decide to make a toast. Of course, one toast eventually becomes many. Time seems to slip away. Later, as you leave the council chamber, you stumble and fall on your face. You feel the taste of blood in your mouth and dizziness sets in. I really hope I'm not drunk and not getting sick again. Right, I can... Oh, blimey! If I just decide not to draw attention to myself, there's a 10% chance I could just die. Or I could cry for help. Hopefully someone will hear me. Who came in? Oh, it's Brent! Or rather Brian, but I just like calling him Brent. It's Brent of Axminster, who is... He's a little star, really, isn't he? I mean, look at him. My good man, if I could make you king, I flipping would. 25 to stewardship. That's madness. Wait, hang on. He seems to contemplate helping, but is not responding to your pleas. Just before you pass out, you see him bringing the rest of the councillors out, and they look at you in pity before they... Okay, I have become drunken, and him and me are now bitter rivals. Right, well that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. Right, apparently now we hate each other. I mean, he's not much of a rival. I'm king, and he's mayor of Axminster. What exactly is he going to do? He can literally raise 449 men. Right, well that's thrown a bit of a fly in the ointment of the council. It's a real shame. And luckily, I think I've still got enough loyalists to basically do whatever I want. Yeah, I've still got enough loyalists. Screw you. I don't care if you're a malcontent. Though, yeah, now apparently I'm drunk. Which also leads to... Okay, it doesn't hurt my health. That's fine. And Augusta and her very quick husband have another child. Unfortunately, this one was not quick. So, as a result, this child shall be called slow. Simply by comparison. It hasn't escaped me that the vassal of mine does not like nor support me. Which is weird, because me and him never had any beef before this. My decisions are scoffed at, my suggestions ignored, and the vassal takes any chance to show little I matter. Fine, I guess I need to charm him with my brilliant wits. I'm really worried this is actually going to cause problems. I thought I'd gotten through to him and he told me I will never have his support. I may need to at some point throw him into the prison just to basically show him that being the mayor of Axminster is not exactly a big deal. I find it curious the Catholic priests are constantly pestering Prince Clarence II no matter what he promises to do, no matter how much money he bestows to the church. I know just what he could do, so he'll really like me, he'll be super grateful. Okay, I don't want to make the priest upset, he'll like me less. Or you want my advice? That'll cost you! That would apparently make him grateful, and probably presumably get me some money as well. So you know what, why not, eh? Oh no. Who's plotting now? That was not who I was expecting to see. He's planning to kill... Oh, he's planning to kill Alexander the Devil. Honestly, I can't blame him. I really can't blame him. But if he's willing to just stop, then yeah, there you go. Just stop it. I understand why you want to do that. I kind of would like her dead as well. But just stop. There you go. Okay, we need her alive. She's important for an alliance. And my solution that I gave to Clarence is just throw money at the priest, and I charged him 1 gold for that. Ooh, that reminds me, by the way. I think it's time to finally settle the debt. Alright, I am going to repay the loan to the Jewish moneylenders. There we go. The money has been repaid. I am debt-free. And as a result, hopefully religious people will like me more because I don't have that debt hanging around my neck. And another daughter has been born to the devil woman. So this little girl shall be Brimstone. Marvellous. And yes, game, I'm very much aware that the truce is about to expire. At the end of March, we're going in. We need to finish that bastard off before this wears off. And in the meantime, my good man, you can probably actually get on with something else. Yeah, you just go over to England, keep an eye on them, make sure they like me. Right, we should be good to go here. So, begin the war immediately. And some people are opposed to this. Luckily, my loyalists will let me do it regardless. Once again, call in my allies, see if they're interested in coming along. Honestly, I wouldn't blame them if they weren't. And raise up my armies. Now, I'm going to leave some of the armies here to deal with the risk of a counter-invasion by these lads up here. You can... Ah, good. We've actually got help anyway. This guy can only actually field 800 men and... Wait, what? Okay, you were in. However, over in Mercia, so Elfgar Morcarson is no longer a participant. Instead, he joined the war as a... Wait, what? What just happened? What just happened here? Yeah, he's attacking that guy. Fine. And you're also attacking that guy. Fine, everything seems to be as it should be, but I'm somehow suspicious that something weird just went on. Right, you guys stay here and guard against Irish invasion. You guys head over here and... Oh dear. Right, where are you going? In the 16th... Okay, in just one day, you're about to attack these bastards. Okay. Join them together. I need, like, boats now. Okay, so this is going to go badly for my forces. Okay, you guys merge together, like, right now. You guys board the ships, and you get these troops over to here as quick as you can, please. Ideally, in time to join the battle. I think you should be. And yes, indeed, obviously the Irish are on board as well. But now the reinforcements have arrived. And with the reinforcements present, we will absolutely kick this guy's arse. It will be absolutely fine. Question is, where are the Irish? Because we got this guy right here. And... oh dear. Well, we knew it was going to happen sooner or later. This is a little bit of an inconvenient time, to be honest. But King Jon has died in the middle of the battle. We will now be playing as... Wait, what? Oh no, that's my heir! Oh, thank goodness! Whew! I was worried there for a second. Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly thought we were going to get to this sooner, and I thought this was going to be, you know, a joke. This was just going to be a joke thing, but no. No, actually. Let us take a moment to truly remember King Jon, because he was... Oh, he died in battle. He was actually killed in that battle. Oh, blind. I probably shouldn't have sent him in. I can see why that would have been a bad idea. Yes. Oh, dear. We know what? It's a good, noble, heroic way to go out. Fine. And we're still going to win the war, so he's given his life for his country. Ladies and gentlemen, when King Jon became king, nobody really expected much of him. I myself used words like hopeless and useless and unready, but he proved us wrong. He proved us wrong, and though the start of his reign was shaky, very shaky in fact, like the time where he ate all the food in the castle, then everyone else's food, and then briefly considered turning to cannibalism, in the end, he came good. In the end, he made us rich. In the end, he expanded our territory. In the end, he played the marriage game well. He secured alliances that have helped us. He fought and won major battles. He has done more for us than any other leader in our history. And I hope that history will be kind to King Jon, and I think it will. Because sure, at the beginning of his reign, it was nothing but a series of fat jokes. But by the end, yes, he had a fat stomach, but he also had a fat heart and a fat brain. And I think those will be the things that we remember for this truly mighty man who took us from a small duchy to being a kingdom. Rest in peace, you magnificent bastards. Oh, and it was right at the end of the battle too. It was right at the end of the flipping battle. They were almost ready to flee. Their morale was almost broken. The fight was won. And, alright, Iliad. Bloody hell, mate. Chill out. Calm down. You're only just... Okay, that's a worrying sign. I mean, technically, she's got some good genes going on. She's a perfectly decent person and she's not married. So, yeah, go on. Oh my. Oh flipping my. And so begins the reign of King Iliad the Flirt, who basically the moment he became king immediately ran over to the next woman who showed the slightest bit of interest in him and yeah, hopped into her bedchamber. So, I wonder if that's going to be a sign of things to come, ladies and gentlemen. We will pick up with King Iliad next time. We will wrap up this here war and we will see what things I need to get on with in terms of ensuring a smooth transition. Oh dear. I'm not sure whether this is going to work out. That was certainly a bit of a worrying starting point. We'll see if it carries on that way next time, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been Jon. This has been Many a True Nerd. And this has been Crusader Kings 2. Thank you very much, and goodbye. No, sadly, I cannot be the Santa Claus of murder tonight. So apparently, even though this thing is... Oh, no, you can't. No, you most certainly can't. Okay. Is that the symbol meaning I'm about to pull her over? Yep, there we are. Oh! I feel like she didn't necessarily survive that. No, she's very dead.